Welcome to Dark Cinema. Today we work with the 68th spirit of the Ars Goetia, Belial, a mighty and powerful king, created next after Lucifer according to the grimoire itself. He commands 80 legions. His domain is worldly power. He distributes senatorships, dignities, and the favor of friends and foes alike. And he is, by the Goetia's own account, one of the most demanding spirits in the entire text. The Goetia describes his appearance: 2 beautiful angels sitting in a chariot of fire, speaking with a comely voice. He declares that he fell first among the worthier sort, before Michael and other heavenly angels. The text records that he was created next after Lucifer, placing him at the absolute summit of the infernal hierarchy. His beauty is recorded without qualification, so is his danger. His powers concern position and influence. He distributes presentations and senatorships. In modern terms, appointments, promotions, offices, titles. He causes favor of friends and of foes, meaning he can turn even your opponents toward your advancement. He gives excellent familiars. In the language of the 17th century, Belial is the spirit of political power. In the language of ours, careers, institutions, and influence. The grimoire attaches a condition found almost nowhere else in the text. Belial must have offerings, sacrifices, and gifts presented to him, or he will not give true answers. And even then the text warns, he tarries not 1 hour in the truth, unless constrained by divine power. Agrippa's hierarchy explains the demand. Spirits of the highest original rank expect the ceremony their rank commands. You do not petition a king of 80 legions empty-handed. The name Belial predates the Goetia by millennia. It appears in the Hebrew Scriptures as a term for worthlessness and lawlessness, in the Dead Sea Scrolls as the leader of the sons of darkness, and in the Dictionnaire Infernal as one of the great princes of the infernal order. Milton gave him eloquence in Paradise Lost, the fallen angel whose tongue dropped manna. Every layer of the tradition agrees. Belial persuades. For a king of this rank, the circle of Solomon must be complete in every detail. 9 feet fully closed, the divine names at the 4 quarters: Tetragrammaton east, Adonai west, Agla north, Sabaoth south. The Goetia's warning that Belial does not remain in truth unless constrained by divine power means the divine names are your working instruments here, not just your protection. The hexagram of Solomon carries particular importance in this working. The grimoire tradition holds that the hexagram, the seal of Solomon itself, is the instrument by which Solomon bound the spirits into the brazen vessel, Belial among them by his own account in the text. Display it prominently. He recognizes it, the triangle of art to the east, Michael anaphexiton prime eumeton. The story recorded in the Goetia says Belial was bound with all his legions in the brazen vessel until released, and that he, of all the spirits, answered the summons of the exorcist thereafter in fair form. He knows the geometry of the working better than the operator does. Perform it correctly. The seal of Belial is drawn on virgin parchment in black ink. Draw it in one uninterrupted session. The tradition treats his seal with unusual formality. Some operators gild the completed seal with gold ink at the edges, honoring his kingship. The seal is placed at the center of the triangle before any word is spoken. Timing. Belial is associated in the correspondence tradition with the sun in its aspect of sovereignty. Sunday workings, in the hour of the sun, align with his dominion over dignities and office. Prepare the seal in daylight. Conduct the working at the hour your sources prescribe. The full instruments, the ring, the pentagram over the chest, the triangle with seal in place, candles in gold and royal purple, and the brazen vessel, which for this spirit is not a formality, but a piece of his own recorded history. Its presence in the working space is a statement. The operator knows the tradition, and the tradition includes his binding. The offering is not optional for Belial. The grimoire is explicit. Frankincense in quantity, the royal resin, gold coin, or the most valuable coin available, wine, the best available, not the cheapest. The operating principle in the tradition, the offering's cost to you is the measure of its worth to him. A king of dignities is petitioned with dignity. The Picatrix doctrine of solar workings applies. Bright resins, generous smoke, gold-toned light. Present the offerings before the conjuration, stated aloud as offerings, named, dedicated, placed near the triangle, but outside it. Your petition must be precise, as the Abramelin demands, and with Belial, worldly. He is not the spirit for abstract wisdom. What position do you seek? What appointment? What advancement? What favorable decision from what person or institution? Name it in one sentence. The Goetia's warning that he tarries not in truth means you verify everything he tells you against the world. His answers direct action, and the action is yours to take. Face the triangle. Speak the first conjuration with the authority the working has earned you. I do invocate and conjure thee, O Spirit, Belial. And being with power armed from the supreme majesty, I do strongly command thee, by Berlinensis, Baldachiensis, Paumachia, and Apologiae Sedes, by the most powerful princes, genii, and ministers of the Tartarian abode, and by the chief prince of the seat of Apologia in the 9th Legion, I do invoke thee, and by invoking conjure thee. And being armed with power from the supreme majesty, I do strongly command thee, O Spirit Belial, that thou dost forthwith appear unto me here before this circle in a fair and comely shape, without any deformity or tortuosity. Speak with me in a voice intelligible to my understanding, and fulfill my desires to the end, in all things that I shall make request of thee. Wherefore, come thou, fulfill the commands of him who holds the authority of the Most High. In the name of Tetragrammaton, Adonai, Agla, and Sabaoth, appear, O Belial, appear. Belial's voice, the Goetia records, is comely, pleasant, persuasive, reasonable. This is precisely what the operator must weigh. His counsel concerning advancement is described in the tradition as strategically brilliant. Who to approach, what to say, when to move, which alliances to form. Record it all. Then, after the working, verify each claim independently before acting. The grimoire's warning is your operating procedure. Trust, constrained by verification. Barrett counsels that the most eloquent spirits require the most disciplined operators. Do not negotiate beyond your stated petition. Do not accept propositions you did not come to make. The working has one purpose, the purpose you wrote down before you began. Complete it and close. Speak the license to depart fully and formally. O thou Spirit Belial, because thou hast diligently answered unto my demands, and hast been very ready and willing to come at my call, I do hereby license thee to depart unto thy proper place, without causing harm or danger unto man or beast. Depart then, I say, and be thou very ready to come at my call, being duly exercised and conjured by the sacred rites of Magick. I charge thee to withdraw peaceably and quietly, and the peace of God be ever continued between thee and me. Amen. Extinguish the candles, wrap the seal in purple or black cloth. The offerings once presented are disposed of respectfully, wine poured onto earth, coin given away or buried, incense burned to completion. They are not reclaimed. Dismantle the triangle, close the circle counterclockwise, and ground yourself thoroughly. Primary sources, the Ars Goetia from the Lesser Key of Solomon, including the unique account of Belial's binding in the brazen vessel and the warnings attached to his answers. Agrippa's 3 books of occult philosophy, the Picatrix, the Book of Abramelin, the Dictionnaire Infernal, and for the deep history of the name, the scriptural and Dead Sea Scroll traditions are documented in any serious study of demonological history. That is the working for Belial, 68th spirit of the Ars Goetia, king created next after Lucifer, commander of 80 legions, distributor of dignities and favor. Subscribe to Dark Cinema for more grimoire-accurate guides. Keep your circle closed, your will clear, and your intentions pure.